Be me. American wife with premium-grade emotional damage, currently sitting in my car in a CVS parking lot, because my husband who cheated on me is too hurt to talk to me, since I called him a douchebag. Yes, the man who raw-dogged loyalty in the break room at his office is now a victim of adjectives. Rewind a bit. Name's Olivia, marketing job. Live in a mid-tier American city where rent is high and my standards historically have not been. Husband is Eric, works in it at some mid-sized company, has 3 monitors, ergonomic keyboard, and apparently the audacity to cheat. We've been married 5 years, together 8, shared a mortgage, a Netflix account, a bed, a tax bracket, and at some point also his attention to a woman from HR named Kelsey. Of course her name is Kelsey. She wears blazers with crop tops and says, "I'm a little bit of a chaos goblin." Like it's a personality. How I found out. Not some cinematic lipstick on the collar moment, no, it was a Google Calendar invite. One Tuesday night Eric is in the shower. His laptop is open on the desk. My toxic trait is I love clicking things that aren't mine. I see his work calendar scrolling because I'm nosy, not because I was suspicious, and then I see it. Strategy sync, off-site 7 p.m. Interesting, because 7 p.m. is not work. 7 p.m. is dinner with your wife that you forgot about. I click it. Not a real off-site. It's an event invite. Location: Wyndham Hotel Room 612. Guests: Eric, Kelsey. My stomach actually drops like roller coaster. Eric walks out of the shower, towel around waist, sees me at his laptop. Face does that thing where all the blood leaves. Liv, what are you doing? Me holding rage plus calendar app. When did hotel rooms become conference rooms? Flash forward, he confesses. It's been a few months. Just physical. It didn't mean anything. The classics. We do the whole crying, shouting, "How could you?" Him saying, "I don't know why I did it," like adultery is a jump scare. I should have left then. Instead I unlocked tragic DLC. Trying to work things out. Cut to couples therapy, American edition. Therapist named Dr. Michelle. 50s, soft voice. Plants in the office. Mugs that say, "Feel your feelings." She says stuff like, "Eric, can you take accountability without centering your guilt?" And Olivia, "Are you expressing anger or reenacting abandonment?" We pay $180 a week to argue in front of a stranger. For the last 6 months we've been in recovery. Translation: I'm trying to glue my brain back together while Eric is trying to speedrun redemption. He's doing all the good cheater tasks. Gave me full access to his phone, shares location, sends texts like, "Home in 20, want anything from Target?" Likes posts about men doing the work on Instagram. And for a while it kind of works. He's attentive, we talk more, we even have decent sex again. The problem: my brain has not forgiven him. My mouth occasionally forgets to pretend. This brings us to tonight. Setting: our apartment, small, overpriced, vaguely beige. Air smelling like Trader Joe's candles and tension. We're arguing about something small. Dishes? Who forgot to schedule the car inspection? Probably both. But the fight is not about the dishes, obviously. He says in that annoyed husband voice, "You're always so critical, Liv. I feel like nothing I do is good enough for you." And some demon inside me goes, "Oh, we're doing this." I say, "Yeah, it must be so hard to be criticized by your wife. Have you tried being cheated on by your husband? It's like that but worse." His jaw clenches. "I knew you were going to bring that up again. You mean the time you blew up our life?" "Yeah, Eric. Crazy that it comes up sometimes." We go back and forth, it escalates, my heart is pounding, my palms are sweaty, mom spaghetti, etc. Finally I snap and go, "You cheated on me with your coworker in a chain hotel. You are, by definition, a douchebag." The silence. Oh my God. You would think I slapped him with a Bible. He recoils. "Wow. Me. Wow, what? Him. I can't believe you would call me that." "Sir, I cannot believe you would call Kelsey at 11:47 p.m. from our bathroom, but here we are." He goes into full wounded puppy mode. "You know, I've done everything to fix this. Therapy, honesty, listening. And you still talk to me like I'm garbage?" I'm like, "You are not garbage. You are a functioning adult who made garbage choices. Those are different things. But if the shoe fits, douchebag, Wrong move. He storms off, goes to the bedroom, slams the door. I yell through it, "Oh, what now, you need privacy? Should I book you a Wyndham?" 10 out of 10 would not recommend. He doesn't answer, just sulks. Later I hear the front door. Looks like he left, probably to go sit in his car and listen to sad indie music about how hard it is to be misunderstood. Now I'm in CVS buying unnecessary skincare because my coping mechanisms are bad. This is not the first time he's done the "I'm hurt by your words" thing either. Couple weeks after day we were talking about her, Kelsey, aka the HR girl who brought a Stanley Cup to the potluck. I called her a homewrecker, because she wrecked. He got genuinely enraged. "Don't call her that, that's misogynistic." Me. "I'm sorry, are you citing feminism at me to defend your affair partner?" Him. "It wasn't just her, it was me too." Me. "Cool, you're both homewreckers. Congrats, it's equal now." He sulked for 3 days over that, slept on the couch, told Dr. Michelle. Sometimes Olivia weaponizes language against me. Weaponizes language. Cheating apparently is just a misclick. Dr. Michelle did her calm voice. "Eric, it makes sense that some words feel painful, but context matters. She is responding to a massive breach of trust. Olivia, can we find ways to express anger that don't feel dehumanizing?" Me nodding like yes. Sure. I'll call him a high-functioning disappointment instead. Fast forward back to today, post-douchebag incident. I text him, "I'm going to give you space, but we need to talk later." No response. My brain starts its favorite hobby. Self-blame jazz. Maybe you shouldn't have said that. Maybe you're sabotaging it. Maybe you're the problem. And then the other half of my brain goes, "Girl, he cheated. He put his loyalty in a blender. You called him a mean word. These are not equal crimes." Scroll Twitter. See a tweet. Men will cheat and then say, "Don't bring up the past," like it's not still happening in my nervous system. Feel violently seen. Dr. Michelle would tell me to sit with my feelings. Instead I sit with a family-sized bag of Sour Patch Kids in my car. Eventually I go home. Eric's car is there. Heart doing jumping jacks. Walk in. He's on the couch, Xbox controller in hand. TV paused. Face set to martyr. I say, "Hey." He doesn't look at me. Hey. Good start. Sit in the armchair, the one that now feels like the witness chair. "Can we talk?" I ask. He shrugs. "I don't know. Every time we talk lately, you just throw the affair in my face." Me. "I threw it in your face tonight because you were acting like you're the only one who's been hurt." Him. "I have been hurt. You call me names. You called Kelsey a homewrecker. It's like you enjoy punishing me." The fact that he puts being called names in the same emotional category as "I blew up our marriage" is insane. I say, "Do you really think that's equivalent? Because if so, we might as well stop paying Dr. Michelle." He leans forward. "It's not equivalent, obviously, but words matter, Olivia. I'm trying to move forward and you keep dragging us back." Moving forward apparently means never mentioning the thing ever again and focusing only on how fragile his feelings are. I ask, "When I called you a douchebag, what did you hear?" He snaps, "I heard, you're a terrible person. You're irredeemable. I'll never see you as anything but a cheater." That's what I heard. I sigh. I heard you chose someone else over me and lied about it. I heard you knew it would destroy me and did it anyway. You hear one word. I hear all of that. He goes quiet, picks at his thumbnail. I get that. I do. I'm trying so hard. And when you say stuff like that, it feels like there's no point. Cool. So we're back at, "My affair was a mistake, but your words are abuse." I want to say, how do you think I felt when you were telling Kelsey I didn't understand you? When you told her you felt alive with her? I don't. We've been over that script. Instead I do the thing I always do. I start over-explaining myself. "I shouldn't have called you a douchebag," I say. "That was petty. I was angry and hurt and lashing out. I still have a lot of resentment. I'm not proud of it. But I need you to understand that my anger is not random. It's coming from a real place." He softens. A bit. I know, Liv. I need you to see me as more than the worst thing I've ever done." The line sounds suspiciously like something he got from a podcast. I do see him as more than that. That's the problem. Because if he were just the worst thing he'd ever done, I could leave easily. Instead, he's also the guy who brought me soup when I had COVID and painted our bedroom the color I wanted even though he hated it and cried at our wedding like a Hallmark movie. We sit there staring at each other, two idiots with a shared Wi-Fi password and no idea what we're doing. Then I say something treasonous against myself. I'm sorry I called you a douchebag. I am not sorry he cheated, but I'm sorry I let my anger spill out like that because I know I said it to hurt him. He nods slowly. Thank you. That means a lot. Cool. My apology for a word lands harder than his apology for an affair. Make it make sense. We sit in silence. He goes back to hurt little boy voice. I just don't want to feel like you hate me all the time. I stare at the carpet. I don't hate you. Pause. I hate what you did. I hate that I'm never going to unknow it. I hate that I'll never get back the version of me that didn't picture you with her every time you're late from work. His eyes water. Mine too. We look like an awful indie film. He whispers, do you still want this? Like us? And here's the part where I should deliver a strong answer, yes or no, clean, narratively satisfying. But being honest, my answer is, I don't know. So that's what I say. He flinches because I don't know doesn't look good on Instagram, but it's all I've got. He says, okay, I guess that's fair. We go to bed because the rent still has to be paid and the morning still exists. Lying there staring at the ceiling, I think about every time I've bitten my tongue since day, every time I swallowed a comment, every time I changed the subject to avoid sounding stuck in the past. How many times I've wanted to say, this hurts, but instead said it's fine, because he looked tired. Now I'm learning that if I speak honestly, I'm verbally abusive. But if I don't, I'm resentful and fake. Lose-lose speedrun any %. Next morning he leaves for work, kisses my forehead, texts later. I appreciate you apologizing last night. I'm gonna talk to Dr. Michelle about how we can communicate around triggers. My dude, I am not a trigger. I am your wife. I vent to my friend group chat. Can you believe this man is more hurt about the word douchebag than the fact that he founded a side quest relationship? Friend number 1, Maya. Girl. I would have called him a lot worse. You're being saintly. Friend number 2, Jen. He's doing that classic thing where cheaters can't handle seeing themselves the way they behaved. Cognitive dissonance Olympics. Friend number 3, Lexi. Sorry, but if you blow up your marriage, you don't get to clutch pearls over being called a homewrecker mascot. I laugh, it helps, for like 30 seconds. Then I feel guilty because I do actually want this to work. I hate that about myself sometimes. I can list 100 reasons to walk and still stay. Later in the week, we see Dr. Michelle, round 47 of, Can this marriage be salvaged? She asks, so what happened this week that felt significant? Eric jumps in. Olivia called me a douchebag during an argument. I blink. That's the headline? Okay. Dr. Michelle nods. How did that feel for you? Eric? Honestly, awful. I felt dehumanized. Like no matter what I do, she still sees me as a joke. She nods again, turns to me. And what was happening for you in that moment, Olivia? I take a deep breath. I felt like he was minimizing what he did. We were arguing about something small and he started complaining that I'm always critical. It felt like he was putting my tone on the same level as his affair. I snapped. I'm not proud of the word. But it came from this place where I feel like I'm not allowed to be hurt without being accused of holding it over his head. Dr. Michelle taps her pen. So it sounds like both of you are hurting, but in different ways and on very different scales. Eric, your choice caused the initial rupture. Olivia, your words are reactions to that pain, but they can still be harmful. Me inside. Thanks, I hate how fair that sounds. She continues. The question is, can you both tolerate sitting in discomfort without attacking or withdrawing? Eric, can you hear her anger without making yourself the primary victim? Olivia, can you express anger without going for the jugular? Both of us nod like good little therapy students, knowing full well we'll leave and immediately fall back into our patterns. Session ends, we schedule another, Eric pays, we walk out. In the parking lot, he grabs my hand. I really am trying, you know? I look at him. Really look. He is trying. And also he already did the thing that I can never unknow. So I squeeze his hand back because I don't know what else to do. That night we're watching Netflix. Something about people renovating their homes and their lives in 30 minutes. Love that fantasy. There's a scene where one of the couples talks about infidelity. Woman says, the hardest part is knowing I'll never be the version of myself from before. I freeze. Eric shifts next to me. You okay? I say yeah. Because if I say no, we'll have to pause the show and talk, and I don't have the energy to be profound tonight. Later in bed he puts his hand on my waist. Gentle. Asks softly, are you still mad at me? I want to say yes. No. Always. Sometimes. I don't know. But I just shrug. I'm tired. He takes that as no. Pulls me closer. Breathes against my neck. Whispers. I love you. I stare into the dark. My chest tight. Somewhere between wanting to believe him and wanting to get up, grab a suitcase, and never come back. I don't say it back right away. Then I do because muscle memory is strong. Love you too. It's not a happy ending. It's not even an ending. Just a scene. Me 31F, lying next to a man who broke my heart, trying to calibrate how much anger I'm allowed to show before I become the problem. I called him a douchebag once. He called me the love of his life and still made a hotel reservation with someone else. Some nights I think, maybe we'll get through this. Some nights I think, maybe I'm just buying time until I leave. Right now I'm in the worst place. Still here, still hurt, still making jokes so I don't cry. And no matter how many therapy sessions we do, no matter how many times I apologize for words, there's always going to be a version of me standing in front of that hotel calendar invite realizing my husband's biggest issue with the affair is apparently being called what he acted like.